El bordado es lo que más me gusta hacer. Para mí es terapéutico, me ha ayudado a sanar de 1000 formas. Me ha ayudado a cultivar mi paciencia. Lo más importante es que me da un tiempo conmigo. O sea, yo desde que empecé a bordar, empecé a aprender a estar conmigo. Mi nombre es Gabriela Martínez y soy diseñadora y artista textil mexicana. Llevo bordando desde el 2014. Yo estudié diseño textil y moda. En realidad toda la carrera estuve medio perdida, yo no sabía bien qué iba a hacer saliendo, porque la moda como tal pues me causaba mucha ansiedad que fuera tan efímera, tan rápida. Como que todo toma fuerza en el momento en que me encuentro con un libro que se llama Slow Stitch, que habla de cómo tomarte el tiempo que realmente toman las cosas, crear un balance entre lo que producimos, la importancia de usar las manos, la importancia del oficio, la importancia de los materiales, la importancia de reciclar. Entonces, ese libro a mí me ayudó mucho a sentar las bases de la filosofía que quería llevar, que era justo centrarme en la calidad del producto. Entonces, me hizo muchísimo sentido crear algo que tomara mucho tiempo en hacerlo y que sea algo muy llamativo, pero que sea algo con muchísima historia. Mi proceso creativo parte de la naturaleza casi siempre. Todo el proceso de bocetaje a mí me encanta porque es el momento en el que igualo pintura con tela y veo cómo reaccionan los colores y la combinación de las texturas. Después del proceso de bocetaje hago las muestras en tela para ver cómo la paleta de color que escogí se comporta ya con los hilos y la tela. Normalmente no marco, como que a mí me gusta pensar que la mano es perfecta, entonces la mayoría de las texturas que hago sobre la tela las hago a mano alzada. Voy dejando que la propia mano vaya haciendo la textura y vaya haciendo el movimiento. Entonces siempre nacen piezas que ni siquiera me imaginaba. Por eso me gusta que sea un proceso lento también a mano desde cero. Me da un espacio mucho más grande creativo y de oportunidad. Siento que las personas poco a poco van a ir regresando a lo artesanal, más que nada por conciencia, pero también porque el conservar algo con historia lo hace muchísimo más valioso para ti, y no hablo tanto del dinero, más bien como un valor sentimental.
Ultimately, yung hope ko naman for the future is to realize kung ano yung potential ko talaga. Why I was put into this earth. Hopefully, by the time na mawala kami sa mundo, ma-realize ko kung ano yung dahilan kung bakit ako nabuhay, di ba? Ako si Patrick Cabral at ako ay isang multimedia artist. Nung umpisa pa lang, pinaniniwalaan ko na kung ano yung pinakamahirap, yun ang gagawin ko. Naalala ko nung kinder, may assignment kami na gumawa ng illustration. First time ko mag-drawing talaga, yung napili ko yung lady landing pa. Super detailed siya. Nung nakita ng teacher ko, pinuri niya yung work in front of the class. I think yung validation yung nag-trigger talaga nun eh. Hindi ako naniniwala na parang you have to be really special. I think lahat kulang lang sa mga tao na nagsusupport talaga sa work. Sa amin, since walang talaga nag-art sa probinsya, wala sa aming mga museum or galleries. So yung magpa-fuel talaga yung passion mo, yung competition. For me, yun yung naging fuel ko talaga. Yung transition ko into the work na ginagawa ko ngayon is nag-isip ko kung paano mas ma-execute ng mas mahirap yung lettering or typography. Parang pwede kong gawin yung paper cutting since it's something na super trained na rin ako. Pero yung goal ko talaga nung una nakakatawa kasi gusto ko lang gumawa ng pinakamaliit na detail na pwedeng gawin sa papel. Ano yung pinakamanipis na linya na pwede kong gawin? Kasi feeling ko yun yung pinakamahirap. Yun pa rin, kung ano yung pinakamahirap na pwedeng gawin sa papel. Yun basically yung concept ng artwork. Nung pinakaunang paper cut animal na ginawa ko, yung wolf. Walang parang concept behind it. Aside from mukha lang siya maganda talaga. So since I'm a practicing designer, dapat 50% concept, 50% execution. Doon ko naisip na i-relate yung paper cut animals sa endangered species. Diba, pag tinignan mo siya, mukha siyang fragile yung artwork which depicts the current state ng mga endangered species natin Isang araw may nabasa ako na if you like a flower, you pluck it. If you love a flower, you water it every day. And ganun yung ginagawa ko sa craft ko Araw-araw na pagdidilig talaga siya ng creative pursuit ko Sa akin naman, hindi naman to yung katapusan ng work ko Like, siguro ngayon na-appreciate ako as paper artist. Pero hindi yun yung peak ng craft na gusto kong gawin talaga Eventually, mag-evolve rin to. And at the same time, kung ano yung design sensibility or kung ano yung level ng execution na ginagawa ko sa paper art, for sure, ganun din yung gagawin ko sa kung anong bagong project na naman yung papasukin ko
Aici, înăuntru, există o întreagă lume care se cere povestită, trebuie povestită într-un mod deosebit, nu oricum. Și ăsta este cel mai bun mod de a o face, prin bijuterie. Este modul meu de a vorbi fără cuvinte. Au fost pași timizi, mărunți, făcuți încet pe un drum complet necunoscut. Pașii s-au transformat în mers apăsat, hotărât. De îndată ce înclinațiile astea ale mele spre facerea lucrurilor, existente dintotdeauna, și-au găsit în acest fel modul și modalitatea de manifestare. Al doilea moment a fost cel în care mi-am dat seama că aceasta și nu alta este vocația mea. Tehnicile clasice de realizare a bijuteriilor, ca și materialele deja consacrate, continuă să fie de mare actualitate în prezent, dar pe mine cel mai mult mă fascinează, de fapt, materiale considerate a fi neprețioase. Îmi place și metalul, dar cumva pentru mine a ajuns un fel de bază solidă pe care construiesc întotdeauna cu material neconvențional. Acela poate fi rășină. Rășina la care m-am oprit în ultima vreme e atât de versatilă și atât de necunoscute moduri de utilizare există. Totuși să ai răbdare să le descoperi, să te joci cu ea atâta cât trebuie, cât să poți face lucruri altfel decât au fost făcute până acum. Cred că este o combinație de tehnici clasice cu tehnici rezultate în urma proceselor proprii de experimentare. De aceea, produsul care rezultă în urma unui astfel de proces va fi întotdeauna o expresie personală autentică și veridică și asta va conferi întotdeauna unicitate produsului finit. Cred că nu e simplu să menții treaz interesul unei lumi într-o continuă viteză, continuă transformare, modificare pentru ceva ce a trecut deja. Dar cred că acest lucru este posibil dacă reinventezi acel ceva care a trecut și reușești să-i dai tușa noului. O tușă personală și originală. Să-l aduci cumva în zilele noastre.
ชื่อปิ่นสรุตาเกียรติภาคภูมินะคะปิ่นกำลังทำแบรนด์สินค้าตกแต่งบ้านที่นำเอาเศษเหล็กเหลือใช้จากโรงงานที่บ้านเนี่ยมาพัฒนาแปลงร่างชุบชีวิตใหม่ให้กลายเป็นของแต่งบ้านค่ะจริงๆแล้วขยะมันไม่ใช่ต้องทิ้งเสมอไปแต่สามารถที่จะเก็บและเอามาใช้ทำประโยชน์ได้มากขึ้นอีกด้วยความที่เราเรียนศิลปะมาค่ะจากนั้นเนี่ยก็อยากที่จะพัฒนาต่อยอดธุรกิจของทางบ้านเนี่ยให้เติบโตไปพร้อมๆกับสิ่งที่เราอยากที่จะพัฒนาเศษเหล็กเนี่ยให้มันมีชีวิตใหม่ขึ้นมาด้วย สิ่งที่คิดว่ามันเป็นสิ่งพิเศษสำหรับงานของตัวปิ่นเองเนี่ยจะเป็นเรื่องของแพทเทิร์นการซ้ำจากหน่วยเล็กๆแล้วเชื่อมต่อทีละจุดทีละจุดจนกลายเป็นหน่วยที่มันใหญ่ขึ้นอันนี้คือความเป็นยูนิคของตัวปิ่นเองเราเกิดแล้วก็โตมาอยู่กับอุตสาหกรรมแต่ก็ไม่น่าเชื่อว่าความเป็นหัตถกรรมเนี่ยมันสามารถอยู่ร่วมกันกับอุตสาหกรรมได้หากว่าเรามีการปรับตัวจากคนยุคใหม่เรียนรู้คนยุคเก่าและสืบทอดและผสมผสานระหว่างวิถีชีวิตของคนยุคใหม่กับคนยุคเก่าหนูเชื่อว่าอนาคตของงานหัตถกรรมมันจะดียิ่งขึ้นสิ่งที่ทำให้ผิ่นจะต้องทำตรงนี้เนี่ยเพราะว่าเราได้เห็นคุณค่าของคนเราจะสามารถช่วยยกระดับจิตใจของคนที่มาทำงานคราฟต์เนี่ยให้ดียิ่งขึ้นจากการที่ได้ฝึกฝนการทำมือก็จะมีความภาคภูมิใจในชิ้นงานมากกับการที่ได้ทำงานที่พัฒนาฝีมือโดยตัวเขาเองและตัวเราด้วยเนี่ยมันเลยส่งต่อความดีงามทางใจนี่ก็คือสิ่งสำคัญที่เราอยากที่จะช่วยพัฒนาคนให้มีคุณภาพชีวิตที่ดีขึ้นโดยการที่ทำงานอาร์ตทำงานคราฟต์ประเทศไทยเองตอนนี้คนจะไม่ค่อยสนใจงานคราฟต์สักเท่าไหร่แล้วเราก็จะเป็นกำลังหนึ่งในหน่วยธุรกิจหนึ่งที่จะช่วยให้งานคราฟต์เนี่ยมันดียิ่งขึ้นในประเทศไทย
Glass to me is pretty much crazy cool. I make a collection of very bespoke and unique glass objects that each have their own aesthetic. From an early age in high school in Bermuda, I was lucky enough to have a kiln. I was able to look at how organically you can create something with limited resources. You know, you've got mud and something to ignite it with flames and voila, you've got a sculpture that will last forever. I've looked at woodwork, metalwork, digital processes, and then fundamentally having glass as a main medium. I came across glass blowing and glass sculpting, and I instantly had a full-on just fascination with how material could be manipulated in so many different ways. Mold blowing is one of the oldest techniques, and in my own practice, I'm able to sustainably make dozens of pieces from one digital mold, which helps for productivity and there's no byproducts, no waste. A lot of my work begins with sketches and drawings and then evolving into more of a digital platform and looking at a computerized edit from that point, moving on to more of a 3D basis and then sculpting and 3D cutting and forming objects from these sketches. From the beginning of my practice professionally, I was very aware of the limitations of glassmaking and how accessible it is to certain places around the world, and looking at the cultural imprint behind glassmaking. It is there. I have a strong heart for being an inspiration to younger people of any background and any ethnicity. It's really, really significant for them to be aware that this occupation that doesn't seem viable to them because of color of the skin or their personality, you shouldn't not do it, because essentially it's something that you have a passion for. A lot of the work I do is looking at, this is someone's reality, this is what they see over and over again. How do you breach beyond that reality? When I'm working with glass, is a constant battle between my mental state and my physical state. It feels like a film, a sense of suspense and drama, and knowing that if you don't respect what you're doing, it could all go terribly wrong. A constant challenge of weight, of sweat, heat, and fire. I think one of the roles traditional craft plays within my own practice is sustainability. Having a sense of longevity within the work that I do is really important to me, because it's touching on the culture and heritage behind glassmaking and having the ability to implement digital-based concepts and designs and really utilizing a new contemporary style is a real testament to traditional making.
I'm a fashion and textile designer. My focus is mainly on batik, and batik is actually an ancient art form that uses wax as a medium to create resistance on the dye, to create beautiful patterns on the fabric. It started about 10 years ago. I was involved in a car accident. I had 2 tendons and median nerve cut on my left hand, and that was during the time that I actually really thought about what I wanted to do. I started to pick up sewing actually because of doctor was saying to me, you should do something to rehabilitate your hand movement, and I thought that was a perfect craft for me to take up. So it was during that time I bought some fabrics and stumbled across batik. It's always been reserved towards traditional wear, and I wanted to change that perception. I decided to make it into a sundress at first, and then after that I thought to myself, wow, this is amazing. It doesn't have to be confined into something traditional, it could be modernized. Here in Malaysia, batik has been perceived as a very traditional art form, especially when it comes to the younger generation. It's something very dowdy or old-fashioned. I want to make that change. I want it to have a fresh take to it. People can relate to what I'm trying to do. It has broken the boundary into an art form. Batik matters to me not just because it is part of our heritage, but it is also an art form. It's a way of me expressing myself on the canvas of the fabric. At some point, batik was seen to be like a dying art form. The artisans are rather suffering in terms of not being able to find a job, and the industry is rather small, and I'm happy that I'm able to provide that sort of job. And now I'm working with the National Craft Institute to give speeches and to inspire them, to show them that there is a future for batik. I am not just working with artisans of my own, but at the same time, I'm collaborating and working with other artisans. I would like Malaysian batik to be well known around the world, of course. The more I develop my brand, I realize that the perception of people are changing. It is a way of the future in terms of sustainability growth, in terms of being eco-conscious. All of our materials that we produce are all natural materials, and that excites me, and I would like to show people that it's fashionable, it's eco-conscious, it's everything of what the future fashion should hold.